Good evening, everybody, or whatever time it is that you pick this recording up. A beginning, a gathering, a collecting. Words suggesting a settling. All the time in the world in this present moment. However it is. Memories, regrets, or fond memories. And to leave them at the door. Hopes, fears, worries. No need to pick them up. A sense of the present, a sense of the energy of this present, this present experience. The physical, gathering, this energetic experience. The whole of it, gathered and known. The sense of the whole, the sense of the encompassing, the sense of the intrinsic presence in each moment. The body, mind experience, the emotional experience, the felt experience, the experienced, known. This experience. Before the worries, hopes or fears, the labelling, for the regrets, fond memories dragged up, in this experience. The well-wishing of this experience, the experience of this experience, the gift of this experience, given attention, the attention inward, knowing the known. Allowing, receiving, and giving attention. Collected and gathered, established, however it is. Nothing sought, nothing rejected, nothing particularly looked for, and nothing hidden. This knowing, this presence, this collected awareness. The energetic experience, the whole sense of here, the whole sense of presence. The core to the whole being of it. As life is received, and released. The whole of it, the all of it, in this particular experience. A welcoming in this gathering. A knowing and a release. And this is how we are. This is how it is. This is what we're receiving. And this is the release. So, welcome again. Conventionally speaking, this is the 1st of April, still here. Yeah. So putting that onto this experience and then noticing what significance we give that. Conventionally speaking, it's just that much. And until noon, it's the time when it's permission given is given to deceive, to fool. There's permission given to dwell in delusion. And because there's some expectation somewhere among some people that whatever we receive today, it could be a joke. It could be some foolish deception. And maybe we're a little bit more cautious about what we hear, what we read, what we perceive. So maybe it's a way of encouraging us to really notice this is not sure. This is not sure. It may just be a joke. It may just be a deception. It may just be foolish. And possibly, it can be a way to encourage us to be a little bit more wise and not be fooled. Because our attention goes out and gives meaning and gives importance to the world through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And goes out according to habit. Then we see and we hear and we taste and we smell and we experience and we think about and the emotions of what we give out, what we make of the world. As according to habits. And if we don't know that these are habits, don't recognize them as habits, then they repeat because they're habits. And if we don't, if we can know that this is a habit, then things could be different. This experience is not sure. There's a space, and there's the possibility for release. We know that we don't know. Knowing that there's knowing the unknown is such a liberation. Because the habit and the simplest way that humans work is to get to know things. And get to know things according to what we habitually know. And that's just the way, because it's simple. It's a saving of effort and energy, and it repeats itself. So that's just how the mechanism works, because it's easy. And when we come to meditate and stop and allow before thought, before habit, before, and so the whole thing can be experienced. We don't often experience even our body, and we don't experience the energy of the body and the sense of the body being here. It's just not, and we maybe, if it hurts, then we do, but the whole sense of this being, just giving time in the meditation to just giving attention in the meditation just to the whole sense. How far does this sense of energy and of experience, how deep and how far? How does it, is there a limit? At the simplest level, just to experience the clothes and the skin, which we don't bother with most of the time. And internally, what's the internal experience? And then a little bit further out, what's the sense of where this thing is in space? I mean, there is a sense that tells us that, because it tells us whether we're up, down, sideways. It gives us spatial orientation. That's one of the senses. But and then the sense of this thing, this experience, and release in that, sitting meditation or walking. One of the first instructions that I got when I complained to the John Coleman years ago about not being able to sit morning and evening for an hour and do the technique that I'd been practicing, because I felt I didn't have the time. Just the sense of come to the sense of walking, come to the sense of being. And when you're sitting at a desk, just come to the whole sense of being here now. So it's not sort of squashed up or trying to get concentrated or trying to figure things out. It's more like what is, and knowing that sense of, I don't know. And the breath is like this, the energy of this presence is like this. What is it? I really encourage that, getting to know the sense of aliveness and release in that. The rhythm of this and the experience of this and the knowing of this. And allowing the sense of not knowing to be fully known. Now one can just suggesting that so that it's not like, oh, got that, and grabbing hold of it. It's not a contraction. It's a then there's the sense of I have to do something. I have to work out how to do this. No, it's not something that then, spinning your head around and thinking, well, I have to learn how to do it. It's just noticing. The suggestions I make about giving attention and receiving life. Work at, or receiving and releasing. Trying to encourage a sense of release. Because so much of our time we're trying to control and manipulate and not knowing where that's coming from and not even really trusting that. And that's the delusion, or that's the ignorance, or that's the asleepness. It's the non-awakeness. Of ignorance. And that's actually something we're doing because it's a way of conserving, or of not. It's protecting this little bit. Ignorance just keeps protecting this little bit. And of course, it's always going to be conflicting. Because if this little bit is connected to that little bit, and this little bit wants to protect this little bit, and that little bit wants to protect that little bit, can't stand conflict. Or endless, aimless wandering. As we try to figure out how this whole thing fits together and making more of it. It's experiencing the sense of knowing, experiencing the sense of the body, the neutral, the energy of this body, the rhythm of this breath, the rhythm of the life itself that balances and releases and is impersonal. And it's just doing its thing. It's just doing its thing. And it will find its balance. It will find its balance. Because that's its nature. That's just the way it is. Its nature will find its own way. And it's all right. And then, the relationship that humans can give to it as, the supreme happiness creators, the supreme ease creators, is figuring out the blessing that we can give to this, the blessing that we can experience of this. And that's, we can make conscious and give attention and intention and resolve for non-harming, non-exploiting, non-indulging, and allowing that, permission for that. I think it's worth it. It's worth it. I quite finding a way so that the sitting meditation and the way that one approaches things, the way that one is with things, can be can bring appreciation and joy to it. It's and then with the sitting meditation, so that when you're sitting, the experience is here. When you're walking, you're doing your walking meditation. When you're doing a bow, and allowing it to be something that the whole of it is experienced. The whole sense of it is there. The whole being of it is there. From in all its aspects is alive. Because I sometimes feel that if we think, if we think with our meditation, I have to get calm. Then we're spending the whole time wondering about, am I calm yet? Or we just blank out and think, well, I must have been calm because I can't remember a thing. Or we spend our whole time fidgeting, thinking, well, I have to get calm, I have to get calm, I have to get calm. But the the living rhythm that is basic to this sense of here and now. Is to have that, and the inherent uncertainty of it, and the impersonality of it. It's just life being alive. This is what life being alive is. And in the sitting meditation, to enjoy and appreciate and have interest in life itself. And the energetic experience of it, because with a tiny bit of calm and things, it's a sense of the whole body is alive, and around the body is alive. Where does the body begin and end? Is the mind in the body, or the body in the mind? And the mind, where's the limit? This is the focus, or the locus, or the place and the time, because it's just this place and this time. But it's the experience of this, the experiencing of this, is a strange alchemy and transformation. And one moment of mindfulness, one finger snap, is incredibly precious. And its experience is that transform, is the present moment. The knowing is known. And giving yourself that treat as a breath. And knowing its whole, the knowing is it knows its limitation, and it knows what's beyond that. It knows that it knows the unknown. It knows that there's the unknown. And the knowing just knows the knowing. However it works for you, just reconnect, recollect, gather. The fears and the worries and the regrets. And it's not to push them away or get rid of them, but they don't need to be believed and clung on to in the sense of me and mine and my problems. Notice that it's always the mind problems. When I make them my problems, they're always bigger. Even if my problem is to solve everybody else's problem, or even if my problem is that I feel that I can't solve anybody else's problem. So it's all mine. And that's the sadness. And that's the delusion, and that's the source of all because it's me and mine. That's the delusion. Because it's not. It's completely out of control. On that level, it's out of control. And the basic training is the gift you can give. The basic training of giving fearlessness, giving the giving of this, of not clinging to this and that, my way, not clinging to this. That's giving it back to nature. So, one of the stories I tell about if you're paddling across a pond, it's quite okay, and then if an empty boat bumps into you, you just push it away. Don't get too concerned. But if there's somebody in that boat and it bumps into you, gosh, you get angry. Why have they come and bashed into me? Da, 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 da. It's all their fault. No. And the responsibility, of course, that comes with that is to empty your own boat. It's not kill yourself or anything, but just not be don't cling to my way, because it just makes more problems. If you do have an idea of what my way is, then make sure you can laugh at it, because otherwise you're going to fight about it. And you're going to fight about it either with yourself because you aren't able to get my way, and then you'll blame yourself for not, or you blame other people for not being able to get my way, whatever my way is. And it's not all your fault. If you think it's all your fault, that everything's all wrong, that's called being a megalomaniac. It's my fault. It's not. It's just the way that causes and conditions are. There's no blame in it. And if you take, if you want responsibility, give yourself the responsibility to train. Because humans have that capacity. They have the capacity to train, to be fearless and to give fearlessness. So beings don't have to be frightened. Any being, if you can have that sense of nobody need fear this, no being need fear this being. If they do, that's their problem, but that's an incredible gift. And then whatever generosity, and then whatever you can share, whatever can be shared, and having appreciation for the possibility of sharing, which is whatever one can share. Time, attention, care. Giving it to this moment, so this moment can be experienced as fully, as completely, this now, this here, wherever it is. This is where you can give, in this here and now. You don't have to worry about next week, next month, or how much, or how little. It's this much, here and now. Doing the best one can with that is the best one can do. Don't be fooled. Don't take the whole thing too personally. So I offer that brief encouragement. Okay, there's 4 questions, and they don't fit on the chat page. Oh. 3 characteristics, how to contemplate the 3 characteristics. The reflections, the sense of, the first one that, that we can all relate to is the First Noble Truth. The traditional way of doing it is anicca, dukkha, anatta. And that's the way of practicing. But the one that we can all start with, the basic one we can all start with, is the fact that there are things that we don't want to associate with. I don't know how to contemplate the 3 characteristics. It's already stressful. So that's knowing dukkha. And I don't know how to explain how to contemplate the 3 characteristics is more dukkha. If you start taking it personally, you can see how dukkha just accumulates. And that's, so any sort of stressful situation, contemplating is like understanding it, not trying to get rid of it, and not blaming oneself or blaming others. The teacher should do better about explaining dukkha. It's stressful because the teacher doesn't explain dukkha to me properly. And then the teacher thinks, well, these people have been sitting and listening to my talks for so long, they should understand dukkha by now. Or, I'm inadequate, I can't explain dukkha. It's too difficult for me. It's too complicated. Nobody will ever understand. Dukkha is like this. And the knowing is like this. And then the delusion is not understanding dukkha. And then the anicca part of it. This is the the contemplation of this is like the key to not taking it personally, because anything that one takes of as separate, standing forth, any sort of movement towards or away, any sort of labeling or interpreting around things, anything that's put together, and anything that actually is present for one, all that is completely out of control. It shifts, it changes. And because it shifts and changes, why? There's a certain stress in it. That's why Nietzsche is a dukkha. Because it's unsure. And then if it really, really is me and mine, then I should really, really be able to control it. And it should always, always make me happy. But as soon as things shift and change, or as soon as my relationship shifts and change, as soon as the relationship shifts and change, I don't like it, or I want it to stay this way, I don't like it, I want it to be different. So why take it personally? That's really the question that the Buddha asked. And then anything gross, a heavy old habit, a rotten old body, bits of hair that are falling out, anything, or really refined thoughts, ideas, hopes, longings, beautiful things, past, present, future, all of it, internal, external, roundabout, all of it. Taking it personally as thinking it's some sort of ultimate me, it's just going to make more problems. No, it's not denying that conventionally speaking, we talk about me and you and all of that. It's not denying that. It's not denying conventional self. And it's not saying that this thing can't be changed and trained. And because it can be trained and changed, there's a possibility to escape from the delusion of it. That's why there is something that can be done. The Eightfold Path can be practiced. That's the hope. So contemplating a dukkha is like saying, I want to understand this. This is something that can be understood. This knowing all the shapes and all the manifestations of any sort of stress is something that can be known. It's not about getting rid of dukkha. The Buddha is not talking about getting rid of dukkha. He talks about abandoning the causes. And realizing the end. And noticing the uncertainty of things. Anicca is great, actually. It's actually an incredible doorway. Because it's all about uncertainty, it's all about doubt, it's all about not knowing, and really getting to know not knowing, really getting to know doubt, really getting to know the edges of the known, and not fixing things and knowing that things are uncertain. They're not the absolute. Any sort of contemplation of that, so any sort of idea that this is how it has to be or this is how it is not sure. It's only this particular perspective from this particular thing that I call this particular time and space, which is only this much. It's a conventional thing. That particular time and place is something else. It has a different climate, it has a different building, it's all over the place. And something like this, this weird way that we sort of bottle something and then put it out on something else, So, as we record and then broadcast stuff. Weird thing that really points to the fact that things are not sure. Because if you're listening to this any other time than now, what are you doing? You're in your own time and space. And it's weird. And it's your perspective. And it's not sure. It's the way of things. And then thinking that what's being said is somehow ultimate truth. If I just understand what the Ajahn says, then I will understand ultimate truth. Rubbish. You can't get to ultimate truth that way. And what is it anyway? What's the idea of ultimate truth? It's an idea. Careful you don't make more stress by clinging and feeling that once I have this one, then I'll be happy. Once I find a sweet chili in a big bowl of chilies, then I'll be happy. They're all chilies all the way down. Sorry, you're going to get hurt if you're trying to consume any of them. So when the human body dies, if the consciousness gets reborn into a ghost, then does that ghost still have memory? I've got no idea. I don't know. Maybe I've forgotten. If this body went, I don't know. That's a whole speculation about past, present, future, gross or subtle. No idea. See the body in the body, contemplate the mind in the mind, body in the body in the mind. It's about present moment experience. Present moment experience. This is where it is. And emptying one's own boat, it's like not taking this whole thing too personally, and not so other people don't feel that what this thing is doing is generating any conflict. It's just, this is like this. And so there's no sense of personality in the actions. There's no sense of conflict. And the Buddha said he never conflicted with anybody. And that's, so there's no sense of trying to get my way. Out here we have some concrete, and some stuff is growing up through the concrete in the gaps. And I quite like it wild, so I don't mind how high it is. And yet, other people want it short so that it doesn't wet their socks. So I say put the mower at 7, and they say put the mower at 3 or 4. And it's fine. These are views and opinions. If we make it into a fight, then that's going to be problematic. It's okay to have the views and opinion. It's okay for the mower to go up and down. And in the end, it's not ultimately important. Emptying one's own boat is saying, look, it's like this. And surrendering so that one doesn't fight. Now, there may be things, where, but if your boat is empty, and it bangs into something and changes the direction of things, there won't be any conflict because there won't be a sense of it having to be any other way. So, and it's not like I'm getting my way. It's like, oh, this is something that can happen. This is something that we can do. And it's not a sense of, I have to have this my way. Yeah? and that's because that's going to make your boat very, making a lot of conflict. Yeah, and not letting, including the stories we tell about ourselves, to ourselves. So you're not making conflict and fighting in your own boat. It's like this.